Hi, welcome to Criminally Creative, a channel about my various creative endeavors. Today is Saturday, October 15th, 2022, and this is episode 34. I'm Susan. You can find me on Ravelry as Legal Eagle and on Instagram as Criminally Creative Podcast. It has been a little over a month since I last recorded. I had grand intentions of recording about 2 weeks after I recorded the last time, and that weekend just got away from me, and it did not happen. And I've had some other things going on since then, so I just haven't had a chance to do it. But next weekend is SAF, so I felt like I had to get one in here before I went to SAF and had other things to tell you. So, excuse me. What have I been up to in the past? Sorry, my brain just totally short-circuited. So let's see what I've been up to in the past month. Here, say, right after I last recorded, the next day I took an applique class, a wool applique class at Carrie Quilting. And that was a lot of fun. I'll show you a little bit more about that here shortly. What else did I do? I went to, my friend Michelle and I went to Southern Pines, Pinehurst, to the Quilt Guild's quilt show. Sand Hills Quilt Guild. Sand Hills Quilters Guild is the name of the guild in the Pinehurst area, and they had their quilt show. They do it every other year, but of course in 2020 they weren't able to, so I don't think they had one since at least 2019. It may have only been 3 years, because anyway, I'm not sure. But this was the first time. No, it wasn't the first time I'd been to it. I had been to it several years ago, but anyway. We had a good time. We went to the quilt show. It was great to see all the quilts. Now that I know a little bit more about quilting, I understood what I was looking at better. And it was actually encouraging not to in any way criticize any of the quilts that were displayed, because to make something and then display it that way, one, takes a lot of courage, and it was all wonderful work. But because I knew what I was looking at more, I could see some of the smaller imperfections. And that made me feel better, because one of the things that I don't enjoy, I guess, as much about full-on quilting is the matching of the points and the exactness of it. I just don't have the patience for that at this point in my life. So to see a couple of small, not mistakes, imperfections, I would call them, that were of the nature that I might do, was just encouraging. So, not that I plan to make anything and put it in a quilt show anytime soon. There's nothing wrong with that, and I'm not saying I will never do it. It's just not something that's on my bucket list at the moment, at least. So, anyway, that Saturday, so we went to the quilt show. We also went to visit, I didn't write this down. More at Needlepoint. Needlepoint. Pinehurst is in Moore County, Moor. So it's a play on the county name and Needlepoint, and it's mostly needlepoint, but they do have a small amount of cross stitch stuff. So we just went to visit there. I hadn't been there in several years. We just went and check it out, and I did buy a little cross stitch kit there that I'll show you. And we had lunch. And what else did we do? Oh, we went to Bella Filati, which is the yarn store in Southern Pines. It's a wonderful yarn store. And I actually went to Bella Filati, and I did not buy any yarn. It was shocking, let me tell you. Not because I didn't see yarn that I liked or loved, but I've been trying to be better about buying yarn, because as you might notice behind me, my craft room is not quite as chaotic as it was before. I have been working on organizing my craft room. I'm still not quite done. I'm still working on, putting the little things away and deciding what goes in what drawer and what's going to be where as far as accessibility and that sort of stuff. The big stuff is organized. All my fabric is nicely, trying to figure out where to point. All that, I've folded all my fabric. There's more on the other side, nicely folded so it will all stack. We'll see how long it lasts. But I have figured out, I'll probably do, at some point I'll do either a video or some pictures just kind of show you where I put everything. Unfortunately, I didn't think to take any pictures or video before I really started, so you can't quite see the chaos. The guest room next door is still quite chaotic, because that was where everything got taken and is now slowly being brought back in. But anyway, but I did, back to what I was saying, I went to Bella Filati, did not buy any yarn. I bought two sets of knitting needles, not sets, two knitting needles that I needed, for a project that I will show you in a little bit, because what I was doing wasn't working. Let's see. I went to the UNC versus Virginia Tech game at Chapel Hill with my mother, which was great because Carolina won, which was awesome. And had a good time at that game. Actually, realized that I knew the couple that has all the seats next to my parents. Well, I knew her indirectly from work. And I kept looking at her going, Mom, don't we know her? I was trying to figure out if she was from my hometown, because I just knew I knew her. But, it's, when you're out of context, you just can't make that connection. And I finally, being me and not shy, I finally got up and went over and asked her name. And once she told me, I totally knew who she was and where I knew her from. And she remembered me too, but I was wearing like a ball cap and a sweatshirt, and she's not used to seeing me that way. So anyway, but we had it was a great game. Mom and I had a good time. I enjoyed talking to them, the people that were sitting next to us that I hadn't seen in a while. And we just had a really good time. I also had lunch at Gratitude Diner. Is that what it's called? I'll have to look that up. It's a diner in Carmel Mall in Carborough, and it was really good. Pumpkin pancakes, excellent. Their bacon was really good too. And we wandered Carmel Mall just a little bit because I haven't been in there in years, so, and we had plenty of time that day because the game went until like 3:30 or something. Anyway, what else since then? I had a birthday last week-ish. October 6th was my birthday. I'm now 54 years old. I keep having to remind myself. I also, over my birthday weekend, went to the Myrtle Beach retreat that's put on by Barefoot Needle Arts. Amy and Memory, who own Barefoot Needle Arts in Surfside Beach in Myrtle Beach, a shop that they just opened about a year ago. I originally was not scheduled to go to that retreat, and that retreat was in fact full. But my husband had to be on call and work most of that weekend. And about 2 weeks before that, I just started thinking, well, I wonder if I can find, a cross-stitch retreat or something to do that weekend, since my husband wasn't really going to be able to go. And even if he was home, he wasn't going to be able to go anywhere because he had to be available to go, called in to go to work. So I posted on a couple of Facebook groups, just said, and in my head, the way I said it was, hey, my husband's got to work the weekend of my birthday, so I'm wondering if anybody knows of any cross-stitch retreat that has an availability or something, in the tone of, just looking to see for something to do. Well, Memory saw my post, and apparently to her it sounded like, poor pitiful me, I'm going to be sitting home all by myself with nobody to talk to, and it's my birthday. Which was not my intent. I mean, I would have found something to do. But Memory messaged me and said, hey, we just had a cancellation this morning and we weren't going to fill it, but since it's your birthday, would you like to come to this retreat? And I was like, I'm in. And I really appreciated them letting me in. I had a great time. And they were very welcoming. Matter of fact, I got there and they're like, oh, you're here by yourself, come sit with us. And I went to eat dinner with them, and they were just, it was great seeing everybody else, but Amy and Memory in particular were very welcoming. And the Thursday, which was my actual birthday, Thursday night, they have an open house at the store. And so that was when I first met them. And I walked in and Amy was greeting everybody, and, just everybody was introducing themselves as they came in. And I said, hey, I'm Susan. I'm the one you just let in. She's like, oh, I've got something for you. And my friend Peggy, who lives in the area, had bought me a gift certificate to the shop for my birthday, so I'd have some money to spend. Not that I didn't spend more money. You'll see that later. Anyway, so that's all the hearsay. That's, we're, I don't know, 8 or 9, 10 minutes in. So, let's get on to verdicts. So I mentioned I took an applique class, and I have finished the class project, which is this. I took the class at Carrie Quilting. I have some wool applique kits that I bought, and I could have figured this out by watching a YouTube video, but as I think I've mentioned before, you know, it's always just good to have somebody show you hands-on how to do this stuff when you're learning something new. So she gave us the pumpkin and the leaves and the acorn are all somewhat from the pattern. They're cut out from the pattern she gave us. Her pattern, you know, you could do kind of your own thing. It had pumpkin and acorns and leaves and a variety of things. And then I wanted something to balance it out, so I did the word fall. Obviously, as you can tell, the L's are bigger than the F and the A. It's not proportional because I basically wrote it out free form in the class so I could cut them out and stuff. So I'll bring that a little closer. I've got a new lamp, so I'm playing with my lighting and see. Let me see if I can bring this so that it will, there, so you can see the stitching a little bit better. So I did blanket stitch around the pumpkin and leaf. I decided to just do, I don't know what it's called. I can't remember what it's called, invisible stitch or something around the other stuff. But then I did some stem stitch up the leaves and the leaves to show it. So anyway, I originally had planned to finish that as something to sit on my dining room table. Hold on a second. I need to, sorry for the finger. I've got a notification that popped down that was kind of distracting me. But I think, well, I was thinking I might actually just fabric back it with a little bit of batting and do a sleeve or something on the back so I could hang it at work. So we'll see. Obviously, it might not get done for this fall for the office. We'll see. You know, we'll see. Excuse me. And the other verdict that I have is pot holders. I told you last time I had gotten way behind on my pot holder monthly subscription. I have almost caught up. I have got one more pot holder from the August box to make. The September box got delayed and is actually coming with the October box. So I will basically get 2 months worth sometime this month. So with one more from the August box to make, I will be caught up, and I need to get that done before the September, October box gets here. So August, I think July, I don't remember. I don't know if I have these quite in order. I know which ones came in the August box, but I'm not sure about 2 sets of them. But I'll just show you real quick. This was, whoops, and I may have showed you one of these. I'm not sure. I can't remember. With the greens and yellows and whites. And then there was a box that was black and white. And the box comes, like when the July box comes, it's themed to August. So I think that was July. So I think this was June because it was themed for July, like flamingos and watermelon. And then these were the August box, which is definitely my colors. And I can see Peggy drooling over these colors right now. So there's one more of those to make. And then I will have finished the box through August. So anyway, let's get to quarters in session. We'll start with knitting. I actually have a little bit more knitting to show you than I've had lately. Because I've picked a couple things back up. And I didn't get it up here where I could reach it. So first thing is my socks, which you have seen before. But I have actually done a lot more than last time I showed you. This is Lollipop Yarns in the Bee's Knees colorway. That's actually a little too bright. I don't know with this lamp how to get that. And that color is probably a little bit better, more accurate. So, I forgot to show you one of my birthday presents for my husband. A sweatshirt. It says, "Yes, I am cold." My husband teases me because I wear a sweatshirt in the house year round. Because in the summertime, the AC freezes me out. And in the wintertime, there's not enough heat. But probably TMI, I've been having hot flashes lately, so I'm not always cold. The next knitting is my high-low temperature cowl, which you have seen. I'm not sure exactly where I stopped. I think I'm about a week behind. I have not done last week. I haven't done this. I think I'm up through the first couple of days of October, but that's it. So that's where we stand. Getting back into some colors that aren't oranges for the highs. We have been a little bit cooler. Not every single day, but the last few days. That is, I forgot to mention on my socks, I've said this millions of times, I always do those on US 0.2 millimeter needles, 2 at a time. This is in a fat squirrel bag. I'm doing this on a US 4 3.5 millimeter, and the yarn for this is Fiber Studio at Yarns to Die For, and it's from their advent in 2020, I think. This is in a bag by, I think, not Gamma's Treasures, that's a cross-stitch bag, something with the grandma. Bags by Awesome Granny, library bag. And this is the Zack Scarf, which is kind of what it sounds like. This is a pattern by Christy Cam. I'm doing it on US 3s, 3.25 millimeter needles. The yarn is Lang Yarns. I want to say DePinto, but I think it's Dip Into, so I don't know how you pronounce it. 2 different skeins of not the same, but complementing colorways, and so you alternate. You go across and back, and then do the other ball and alternate. So I've just worked on that a little bit, watching TV the last couple weeks. So it's just a long-term, slow project. And then the two, sorry, one bag was way too far away, that you've probably seen before, but it's been a long time. I have pulled back out, and I'm trying to get finished. If not, well, this one I want to finish by Christmas. The other one I would like to finish by the first of the year. So this one is the Ukulele Coat by Triona Murphy. This is a little coat sweater I'm making for my youngest granddaughter, who is 2. And these are the needles that I bought at Bella Filati, because I did not have, I like to do my sleeves 2 at a time on 2 circulars, and I did not have 2 circulars of the correct size that were the same needle. And I didn't want, there's a slight difference when you use different types of needles. So I bought 2 more of those, but so I don't know if I can, I'm gonna probably show you. I think you've probably seen this part, the body, before, because I think the last time I showed it, I had done the body and just barely started one of the sleeves. So I got the other sleeve started, and I've got them caught up, and now I've got them both going at the same time. So once I finish the sleeves, I need to do a button band, and then that will be done. I'm hoping to get that done for Christmas for my, like I said, for my youngest granddaughter. This is, the yarn is Malabrigo Rios in the magenta colorway. And this is also in a Fat Squirrel bag. I think that's Fat Squirrel. Yes. And then my last knitting project, this is in a Johi Locatelli Johi & Co. box tote. This is, oh, I left my light in there. And this is the Ernest Cardigan by Johi Locatelli. I'm doing this on US 4 3.5 millimeter in Miss Bab's Yummy 2-ply in the Miram colorway, which is this, I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, that's relatively true. It's a bluish green. And this, I have divided for the sleeve. Sorry, I left a lamp in here from my retreat, and I'm trying not to get hung up on it. What else is in there? Just that. It's heavier than I expected. Oh. Hold on. I'm knocking shit all over the place. There we go. Okay. This is on, let me take that off that because it's on a long needle. This is a cardigan. It is top down. It is it's not a button band, it's just a, you know, like a collar band. Is knit as you go, and it's seed stitch and cables. So this is like the band, and the back, no, sorry, the back has some cables down it. So I decided I needed to pull this out and get it done, hopefully by the end of the year. So that's where I am below the sleeve pull off. So I've got quite a few more inches I need to get cracking. I'm hoping I'll get some work done on that this weekend at SAF. So hopefully in the next 2 months I can knock most of that out, so that by January, when it's actually might get cold around here, I can wear it. But it's fingering weight, so I should be able to wear it in the spring. It's probably going to be it might become like just an actual office sweater, one that stays in the office. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. We'll see how much I like it once it's finished. Sorry, I've got strings getting caught up. So, so that's it for the knitting, and let's get on to the cross stitch. So it's been a month, so I do have quite a few cross stitch projects to show you, but some of these you've seen before. The first is the my temperature bookshelf, which is my 2022 temperature pattern. This is in a Lynn X Stitches Creates sock monkey bag. This is a pattern by Christie's Corner. I'm doing it on 36 count Jody fabric. And as you can see, I have done through October 1st. So I got all of September finished and just barely started October. I need to, hopefully tomorrow, catch up on that so that I am not more than a couple weeks behind. One of my September Whip Go calls that I had not finished last time I showed you was the Wool Shop by Heaven and Earth Designs, artwork by Lucy Pittaway. I will put a picture of what it looks like in here, and probably not a picture of what it looked like last time because it was just blue sky, and it's just more blue sky. I have this in a bag by Creative Carol Designs with peacocks and psychedelic. Doing this on 25 count easy grid, and like I said, whoops, sorry. Trying to do this easily and it didn't work. Just blue sky, more blue sky, and some snowflakes. But I did get my Whip Go goal for this was 5,000 stitches for the year, and I had only done about I think about 1,000 at the start of the month of September, so I did get about 4,000 stitches or so in there. So so that was done. And then I have a few projects that have been called earlier this year on Whip Go that I did not finish the month they were called, and I'm trying to play catch up on those. This is in a bag by Buckleberry Quilts. It's got little elephants and cats dressed up. This is Pandemic by Long Dog Sampler. It is on 40 count antique white, and I am doing it in Silks for You, with most of it in PR 147, and the animals are done in PR 123. And that actually is giving you a relatively true color, but you can't, probably a little bluer, you can't really see the blue-green so much. I was going to see, you can't really tell. You can maybe see a little bit the difference. See that peacock there that's a little greener, and the variegated floss. That green of that peacock is just barely in the variegated floss. You see the little squirrel down over there on the side. He's also in the 123. So that I needed a little over. My goal for that for the year for Whip Go was 10, and I'm now there. So I don't know that one will get touched again this year because I'm trying to get caught up on my other goals. October's Whip Go calls. First one was The Snow Queen by Myrtle. Oh, I didn't put a picture. I'll put a picture of what Pandemic, hopefully back in there while I was talking, I'll put a picture of what Pandemic looks like overall, and what it looked like before last time I showed it to you. This is Myrtle, the Snow Queen. This is what it looks like. This is where I was last time I showed it to you. I have this in a Lynn X Stitches Creates bag. This was her 4th quarter bag last year. Just has a green and white stripe inside. And the Whip Go goal for this was 2,000 stitches for the year. I actually had already done about 1,700 at the start of this month. So I've met my goal with only about 300 stitches. I'm going to try to get a little bit more in it this month, but we'll see. So that's where I am on that. And then my other call for October was Christmas at Hawk Run Hollow, which is Carriage House Samplings. It looks like this. My goal for this for Whip Go is to get, when I started at the beginning of the year, I was working on block 1. My goal was to finish block 1 and finish block 2. I have finished block 1 earlier this year. I am working on finishing block 2, and so that is my goal this month. This is where it was when you saw it last. I'm doing this on 27 count even weave in the Whisper colorway, which is just a kind of a barely there gray. I'm doing this 1/1. And so I still have a couple thousand, I think about almost 3,000 stitches to do in this block, because I've got all this fence that's got to be done over here, and this all filled in with white. So basically this whole third of it's got to be filled in, and I've still got to fill in, you probably can't tell, some of those windows are filled in with white. All of them have got to be filled in with white around the yellow and stuff. So I've still got quite a few stitches to get into it, hopefully, before the end of the month to meet my goal. Let's see. I have been trying to catch up a little bit on the Haunted Library sale. I'm not going to catch up. I'm way behind. What I've done is I've got parts, I think through part 3 loaded in Pattern Keeper. And then I got tired of like reloading a new part every week and trying to mark off everything I've done. So I'm just going to work what I've got in there now. And when I get all that done, probably all of it will be released at that point. And I'll pull that in and mark off what I've done and go from there. So I never intended to keep up with it, but I have gotten a little further behind than I hoped. But this is in a bag that was from the Be Stitch Me Space Box earlier this year. And the fabric is 40 count Fortnite Fabrics. I will put a picture up of what this pattern looks like so far as it's been released through, I think, part 9. And then a picture of where I was last time you saw it. And this is where I am now. I worked on this a decent amount when I was at the retreat. You know how retreats go. You run your mouth about as much as you stitch. I actually got some decent stitching done, but so I worked on this most of the day Friday, and I think I got 650 or so stitches in it. So, you know, with running my mouth and running around and all kinds of stuff, that wasn't too bad. And then, let's see, I have worked some on the Mill Hill kit that I have in progress, which is Rainbow Chorus. This is what it will look like. And this is where I was the last time I showed you. And let me get this back so I can put it behind it. This is where I am now. I have to figure out this lighting situation so that it doesn't put so much glare on it. Maybe that's better. So I've got this second reindeer started, and so I'm hoping to want to finish that by Christmas too. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it, but turn it into something. Last time I recorded, I told you about how I had been inspired by Anne of Craft All the Things to do a monthly series, and I showed you a sample of one of the ones that I bought, which is a series by Charlie's Needle. And I started Mr. January. I will post a picture of what he will look like finished here. This was a new start, so you have not seen it before, so there's no prior picture to show you. But here's where I am. This is on a 16 count Ada. There's no colorway name. I bought this at Southern Stitcher in Brookneal, Virginia, when I went to Quilt Retreat in early August up in Virginia. And we went to the cross stitch store as well. So I've got the gnome started and part of the snowman. I haven't filled in his face yet because I'm doing my own fancy floss conversion. It called for fancy floss, but I only had like one of the colorways. So I pulled the DMC color, so it gave a DMC equivalent. So I pulled my DMC chart out and then pulled fancy floss out and just kind of tried to match close to the DMC. And I'm actually, this pink color here, and that's also in the hat, the symbol is the same as the symbol that's going to be in the sled, but I'm actually doing two different colors for that because I think the pink is too pink for the sled, but the color I'm using for the sled is a little too rusty looking. So, but I haven't done the face yet because the DMC that it calls for is a little too yellow looking to me. Almost like it's, I'm trying to do a skin conversion, but not. I don't know. It just doesn't. It doesn't look quite right to me. So I found one that's a little lighter, but I haven't decided yet. So, you know, I could also go darker. So I don't know. I've kind of left the face for there's no eyes or anything. It's just like a skin color and a pink nose. So, at some point I'll decide. I have to decide to finish it. I just haven't decided what color skin tone he's going to have yet. And in part because I haven't decided, am I going to give them all the same skin tone? Am I going to vary up their skin tones? I don't know. I haven't decided. And then my birthday start. So I told you last time that my birthday start was going to be Dragonfly Lace by Chatelaine. I made that decision when I thought I was going to be at home for my birthday. I sat down Wednesday night before I was going to leave for the retreat the next day on my birthday, just to kind of, you know, go ahead and mark up some symbols in the pattern and stuff so I would be ready to like put the first stitches in, and had a come to Jesus moment that this was not the project to be starting while I was traveling. So I do hope to get that Chatelaine started this month. It hasn't happened yet because I've been doing craft room stuff when I've been home. But I pulled another kitted project to start as my actual birthday start that was a little more manageable for travel. So this is in a box bag from the Brass Button. I haven't showed you. Did I show you? Mr. January is in a Gamma's Treasures bag. And this is Good Company by Plum Street Samplers. Well, see if I can get it without the glare. And this pattern is available just as a pattern now. But I bought this originally as a kit that was exclusively through Acorns and Threads, I think. Not 100% sure about that. So I got it as a kit with all the called for floss, and the fabric is 36 count vintage country mocha. And after 2 false starts, on the 3rd time, I finally got started and got this much done. The first time I started it, I did a couple of these lighter colored petals. I did like 2 full petals and realized I was using the wrong color. So I ripped all that out. And then the second time I started it, I realized I was on the wrong side of the fabric. This is vintage country mocha, so it's a Zweigart. Excuse me. The side, as you can see, is mottled. The other side is not. So there's nothing wrong with using this side of the fabric. It's a perfectly acceptable choice to make. It just wasn't the choice I intended to make. So the second time I got like another the 2 leaves redone in the right color and realized I was on the wrong side of the fabric. So what I did at the time, and I have taken it all out. At the time, I was frustrated. I just said, screw it. And I just flipped the fabric over and started at the up at the other end. But I have taken it out now. So, anyway. So, cute little small. I think that may go to Saf. I think that and Mr. January and maybe Reindeer Chorus may go with me to Saf. Because they're all relatively small, manageable. I don't have to take a bunch of, stuff. So that's it for the cross stitch. On the docket, I do plan to try to start Dragonfly Lace this month. Obviously, it's not going to happen this coming weekend because South, but maybe the last weekend of the month it will, or sometime the week after it will get started. I do hope to also do a little bit of Whip Go Catch Up. My goal for this month for Whip Go Catch Up was my treasure hunt bookshelf, which is a Haid. Still needs 1,000 stitches to meet my goal. That was called earlier this year. So I should be able to knock out 1,000 stitches on that. Hopefully the next week. We'll see. But I also would like to finish Mr. January this month. But I'm realizing they're a little bit bigger than I thought they were. I mean, Mr. January has like 5,000 stitches. So, I don't know. I'm already a little bit pessimistic about my goal of doing about 3 this year and then doing 1 a month into the year. We'll see. They may, once session starts well, it starts technically in late January, but it won't really get going until sometime in February. So we'll see how much I can get done between now and February. And, if I can't get every month done before the month hits next year, I'll get what I can done. And hopefully by 2024, I'll have a full year's, a full month set. Okay, so let's get on to stashing for retirement because there is some. Okay, because I don't want to forget, the first thing I'm going to do is tell you the couple of online patterns that I have bought so that I can put pictures up of those. I have joined Teresa Kogut's Patreon, and I have joined at the highest level that gives you all the patterns. So I'm not going to post all the pictures, but I did get, as a result of that, I've gotten the October patterns that she released for all 3 or 4 tiers that she has. And those are, so, I've just joined this month. So, so far I like the benefits of that. Excuse me. Forbidden Fiber Company has a new pattern out called Autumn Seaside. I'll put a picture of that here. I bought that pattern. I went through the other night and checked my floss, and I have most of the floss. I need 3 or 4, maybe 5 more, but Forbidden Fiber Co. is going to be at SAF this coming weekend. And, of course, SAF is not necessarily a cross-stitch event, but I did message her and ask her if she was bringing any cross-stitch, and she said that a little bit, and autumn Seaside kits were one of the things she was bringing. And I said, well, I may not need all the floss. She said she would break one up for me. So I'll get the rest of the floss for that this next weekend. I got a pattern called Happy Halloween from Love for Cross Stitch. I actually did not purchase this pattern. I belong to Semi-Sane Stitchers, which is a Facebook group that plays games every month that are just kind of like challenges to motivate you to stitch. And last year in 2021, there was like a year-long scavenger hunt. And while I did not win it in the sense that was not the one that solved the puzzle, because I completed the whole year, I won a prize of a free pattern in a particular month, and the month that I had was September. But in September, I didn't know what pattern I wanted. So Karen, the moderator, kindly let me wait until I did know what pattern I want. I mean, there's always plenty of patterns that I want, but you know, when you get to pick a free one out, you want to pick one you really want. So anyway, I saw this one in another Facebook group and really I had never seen it before, and I really liked it. So I've hopefully put a picture of that in here by now. And then the last one is a free pattern from Mama Witch Cross Stitch called Halloween Mommy that was just adorable. That's like a possum with her babies on her and stuff. So, and you can get that on her website, I think. I will try to remember to do some links. I'm really bad at that. I apologize. If I ever mention anything and I don't remember to link it, which is highly likely, feel free to email me at my email address, which should be below. And there should also be a link tree below that, or a link directly. I can't remember what it is that I have in there. I have a spreadsheet for my cross-stitch projects that's on Google Drive that you can see. That'll tell you the project name, the designer, the fabric I'm using, and any notes about floss if I'm not using the called for. So I have not put like the full conversion for like my Mr. January in. If you have a question about something I'm using, feel free to let me know. I'm happy to answer those questions. Anyway, let's get on to the stuff that I have in hand. I'm going to start with the stuff that I normally get is like clubs, just to get that out of the way, and then we'll go to some of the other stuff that I've purchased, including all of my expo patterns that came in. I was just sorting right before here to figure out what I had to show you, and I went, oh yeah, I haven't showed you all my expo haul, so this might take a little while. So Rogue Stitching, I get their monthly club, which is I get floss and fabric, and it varies from month to month what it is. This month the fabric is from Atomic Ranch, and it's Tombstone, which is a nice, it's got a hint of orange, a hint of yellow, but it's actually a pretty, I think, nice but deep neutral. And then the floss this month was from Threadworks. And I'll just show you the tag. And I'm not going to go through all of these individually, but I'll give you a quick view of some of the colors. That is the Threadworks cotton. I think Threadworks does have a silk, but that's cotton. I got my monthly Be Stitch Me. I get 36 count. I get the alternate 1 month neutral, 1 month color, and this is the September, and I got a neutral this month, and the color was Sand Dollar, which is an awesome, I mean, just a fabulous neutral. So that will definitely get used. Color and cotton, I get the All Colors 5 skein. This is the, is this October? This is October. Very fall-like, sort of leaning towards Christmas, but not quite. Oops, hoping stuff isn't going to fall over here. Forbidden Fiber Co., who I just mentioned. I get hers, which is 10 skeins from her regular colorways and two one-of-a-kinds. Again, look at that hot pink. What is that called? That's called Flamingo. So trying to just show you kind of the colors without reading every one. Aquarius is that kind of blue and purples. Some greens and a silvery. It's called Vintage Ornament. And then some blues. And like a charcoal gray. Sorry for the crinkling. I've just got these corralled in a bag. And then I get from Pam at Stitch New England, I get 3 clubs from her. I get the needlepoint silk, which is 5 skeins of needlepoint silk, and then one of the from the Northern Lights. And I'm not going to take those out, but so they're all kind of burgundy-ish, and then the Northern Lights is blue. I get Weeks Dye Works, and what I like about Pam's Club for the Weeks Dye Works and the Classic Color Works, that I'm going to show you here in a moment. I started at the beginning of her clubs on these two, and she's doing them in alphabetical order. So eventually I will have like a whole set of Weeks and Classics. So these are B's. I'll start with B's. We got into the beginning of the C's with this one. So those actually kind of all go nice together. There's a nice red back in here that's hiding from you. So, so that is the Weeks. And then the Classic Color Works were on the C's. Unwind these. Sorry, I'm trying to kind of make it a little bit so you can see them a little better. So that was the C's for the Classic Color Works. So that's all my clubs. Let's talk about the beach retreat that was put on by Barefoot Needle Arts, because I have some stuff to show you from that stuff that I purchased at the shop, but also just some stuff from the retreat itself. Some of these, a couple of these things I don't remember who gave them to me. So KT from Tennessee, I don't remember who KT stands for, made us all these little Ort things, and I don't know, it's like, it's just fabric. There's no spring in here, but it wants to twirl down like that. I'm not sure how that works, but I need to figure it out. I think somebody said that the little rigid part was like a cut of a ring from a Pringles can. But I'm not sure. Somebody, I never figured out who gave us this, but it's a little pin cushion in a flower pot. Woo! Gonna drop it. It says Beach Retreat 2022 on it, and then they wrote my name on it. So I got there. I'm not a morning person. If you don't know me in person, if you know me in person, you know I'm not a morning person. So Friday morning, the retreat room opened, I think, at like 9. But I'm on vacation. So I think I showed up. Oh, actually, the retreat room opened at 8. 9 o'clock was when they did the, welcome everybody. I didn't show up till I think it was probably 10:30, 11. Amy was like, we were worried about you. Like, I'm here. But anyway, Memory's like, oh, you didn't get one of these. Let me go get you. I mean, Amy and Memory were just great. I mean, I'm hopefully they don't think I'm completely pitiful. I mean, but, and it wasn't just me that they were great too. Don't get me wrong. They were lovely to everyone. But anyway, so she went and got this for me and then brought it back and all that. So I don't really know. I never figured out who made them. So whoever it was, thank you. I love it. It's like a little pin cushion. It'll be cute. And then somebody else, again, I'm not sure who. I did actually see her when she came by, but I didn't get her name. And I can picture her, but I can't think of her name. I apologize. Came by and gave us these little quilt little quilt squares. Let me take it out of here so I can, I had it, kept it in the bag because I didn't want to lose who made it. She said she did not make these. She ordered them off Etsy, and they're made by the Beautiful Bee Co. And it's a little pocket quilt, and it says this pocket quilt was made especially for you. Slip it into your pocket when your fingers touch the heart inside the quilt. Let it be a reminder that you are amazing, you're important, you are loved. So it's a little, just a little patchwork, you know, 4 square. But right here, in here, there's a little tiny heart that you can feel. So that was really cute. And then we got, when we checked in, we got this little bag that says, this was their logo for the retreat, 2022 beach retreat. And it had a little barefoot waxer and a seam ripper and some size 26 DMC needles. And I feel like, oh, there it is. And a needle threader. Oh, something else. There it goes. And a needle minder. It has the palmetto is on the South Carolina flag and stuff. And there was when you picked your bag up, and then they said check your needle minder. If it had sand in it, you want a prize. I didn't have sand in mine, so I don't know what the little prize was. So one of the things at the retreat is they did a stitch along that Amy designed. Amy is the cross stitch designer behind the Barefoot Needle Art Patterns. And they sent, prior to the retreat, they sent us the frame for it. So this was the whole pattern, called Retreat Rules. Make new friends, no frogs allowed, rip it, exchange a small, mind your needles, and celebrate finishes. So ahead of time, they sent us this part up here that said Retreat Rules and had the palm trees and stuff with the border and the base. And then Friday morning, Friday afternoon, Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon, and Sunday morning they gave us, so, you know, Friday morning they released this part, Friday afternoon we got that part. So, and they were smart if there were actually several people that did finish it by Sunday afternoon. So, I will do this. I haven't done it yet. Because I just didn't get the border. Since I got in so late, I didn't get the border in time to really, I probably could have knocked it out, but I really just didn't want to put the pressure on myself. So, but as part of, to go with that, you could order, and I went ahead and ordered these. Pam and Bob from Pam and Bob Create, what is that? Hold on a second. I don't know if it's on there or not. No, it's Pam and, it's the same Pam and Bob that did the stuff for Pam and Steph from Just Keep Stitching. Pam and Bob Creative Memories, I think, on Etsy. They did a bell pull for the project. So, I went ahead and ordered that. And Pam and Bob were actually at the retreat, and Bob was the only guy, but he is a stitcher. And I actually ended up talking with him a bit because my husband has recently bought a laser, what do you call it, laser machine, and has been looking at upgrading anyway. So they've gotten in touch now, and Rob and Bob are talking. So anyway, so that was a nice, and so at the end of the Sunday, they went around and gave us all a hard copy of the pattern. A couple other small things that were in bags or something. Oh, I forgot I got a couple of counting pins, but I've already put them in something because I forgot they went with this. That we got a little baggie that had some like business cards and stuff like that. And Rose, who was one of the attendees at the retreat, is also, I think, like a Disney travel agent. And she had her card, and she had a couple counting pins that were nice that I got from her. Couple of free patterns we got. This is a free, these are freebies that were from the expo with the Cottage Garden Threads autumn floss pack. And I did buy that floss pack at that weekend, so I may make one of these eventually. So these were freebies, but blue flower, it's a chart, so I'm going to hold it back here, but it's just a blanket flower is what it says. And then this one is Manny de Donna. It's called Fall into Autumn Pillow. And this one does have a small picture, so I'll fold that over. So that's what that looks like. And those were, you know, free patterns for Expo, but that was nice that they printed them out and gave them to us as part of our package. Carol, who is one of the attendees, gave me this. It is the Joy to the World from Primrose Cottage pattern and a red and green floss to do it with. So that was nice. That's just a quick little small that I might actually get done before Christmas. If I remember, I have it. They did do a smalls exchange, but again, because I got in so late, I did not. Well, I probably could have knocked something out. I would have stressed myself out doing it. I decided not to. A couple things I got off the freebie table. This is one of the Bent Creek photo booths, Love Happens. And this is the whole kit. With the well, not the whole kit. It's the fabric and the beads, buttons, which is what it came with. It didn't come with a floss. And I thought this one was cute. It's called Dress Form Book Reader. So it's like the shape of a dress form, but it says Book Reader. And it has the little beads that make the word book and the book charm. It's right there on the front. And what's interesting is whoever had this, their last name was S-I-T-S, it looks like, which I would pronounce, I guess, Sits. I don't know. But it was, when I first glanced at it, I thought it said Sites, which is my last name, which was kind of interesting. This is a Henzite pattern. And then I picked up this Stony Creek collection book called Nature's Beauty. And I mainly got it for this one with the moose down here. So, okay, let's see. What else did I buy that weekend? My friend Peggy, who lives not in Myrtle Beach, but next door to it. She came over Saturday afternoon, and we went and gallivanted around a bit and had dinner and stuff, and then went back and stitched in the lobby for a while we were watching the Clemson game. I had been following the Carolina game on my phone, and then we sat out there with some people that were watching the Clemson game. We went to, they as Peggy says, after 45 years, they finally have a Joann's in Myrtle Beach. And it's a nice Joann's. Apparently it used to be a, Benjamin, what is it? Ben Franklin. It used to be a Ben Franklin. I don't know if you're familiar with Ben Franklin craft stores, which are pretty much non-existent now. I don't know if there's any of them still open, but anyway, they've redone it, and it's a really nice Joann's. So we went to Joann's, and I picked up this World of Cross Stitching magazine, mainly for two patterns. This was one of those magazines that was in the plastic wrap, so you couldn't really flip through it, which is really kind of annoying, but I could see these two on the front of the magazine. So this one, which is, what is it called? Ghosties Pumpkin Soup, I guess. I don't see the actual name of it. So that one. My only disappointment was when I was able to actually see it up close. It's actually a real pumpkin soup recipe. I was thinking that it was going to be more like, you know, 2 frogs, 3 eyes, a newt, or whatever. So I probably will take the actual recipe off, and I might just kind of maybe cut it off here, or I don't know, I might move this ghost over and down a little bit and just bring that border down around so it's smaller. I haven't decided. You know, that's assuming I actually get it done. But, and then the other one that I really liked was, oh, come on. I'm on the pattern page. I need the picture. And this is called, oh, well, shoot. I just realized this says part 3 of 4. Oh, so but I think it's 4 seasons, so I think I could do this one separately. So that's cute. I probably wouldn't care. I might like winter, but I probably wouldn't care about spring and summer. I mean, because it does have double check that. Yes, it's seasonal series autumn. So, yeah, it does have that whole pattern. So, and there's a cute little, I couldn't really see this from the front very well, but cute little spooky town that's done on plastic canvas. So, I don't know. Maybe I'll get motivated and do that sometime. Okay, let's get to what I bought at Barefoot Needle Art. This part's going to be long, apparently. This is going to be a little bit hodgepodge. A little bit hodgepodge. So, on my way out Sunday, I had to stop back by. They're usually not open on Sunday, but they open the store on Sunday from 1 to 3 for just people to go back by and get in late last minute. So, Peggy met me over there, and we did a little bit more shopping. Memory makes all their bags in the shop, which I didn't know until I asked who made them, and she said she did. So this is, and I like her. They're good size, and they just got a snap flap. This is a North Carolina one. This is this fabric is from the Carolina Shop Pop, the Quilt Shop Pop that's going on right now. So she bought some of that, and their tags come with like a project tag that you can stick in. So I got that. Let me start making a pile. And Michelle, I've got you some blue bags. Let's see. Oh, I didn't realize they put one of their cards in the bag. That's probably one of the other ones. Oh, I know what that's for. I got some floss. This will make more sense in a minute. So this is the Cottage Garden Autumn Pack that they did the expo. You know, everybody did the little freebie patterns. Those 2 patterns I showed you. That's what that's for. Pattern wise, let's see what I got. I got this little Mill Hill kit, Moonlit Owl. And this one, so we were at dinner Friday night. We were at dinner, and Memory they kept the store open during the retreat, and so Memory spent some time over at the store, and Amy mostly stayed at the retreat. And at dinner, Memory was showing Amy this pattern that they had ordered. It had come in today. I guess she had a picture up and was reminding them of it. And she had gotten like 5 copies in, and I think she was saying she had already sold 1 that had come in that day. And there were 4 of us at the table. They're like, I want one. I want one. So I got Pick Your Poison. This is by Erin Elizabeth Designs. I had not heard of her, but I thought that was really cute. I got a couple more Barefoot Needle Art patterns. This is Halloween Hammock. Witch and Hammock. And, of course, I had to get Don't Stop Believing because I'm a gigantic Journey fan. This black where my finger is and on the other side is not part of the pattern. It's I think the finished object is like on a Santa where there's like Santa mittens holding it. So I went ahead and picked up the 2022 Christmas ornament version of just Cross Stitch Magazine. I had not had a chance to flip through it till I got there, and there's enough in there that made it worth it to me. This is one that I had not seen before, and they had a model in the shop, and I was standing in line to check out, and I saw it, and I was like, oh, I got to go back and get that. Justine, if you're watching, you will appreciate this. I don't know if you have this one right. You probably do. It's Glendon Place Thanksgiving. But those turkeys sticking out their heads out of the corner, peeking in, were just hilarious, and I had to have them. Justine may have turned me into a turkey fanatic. Not fanatic, but I noticed turkeys a lot more than I used to. And then Rosewood Manor Winter Quakers. This is a pattern I had looked at several times. I just never got around to buying it. I think Rebel Stitcher Designs, Colleen, I couldn't think of her name for a second. I think she's working on this. They did not have the floss pack, which it's a, I can't think of the name of it. Valdani floss pack. but I'm also doing it on 36 count. So I picked up some flosses there, and I'm probably just going to pull a bunch of flosses and kind of wing it as I go. I got some fabric, so I had originally planned to, you know, focus on just getting fabric and not a bunch of parts. Sorry for the crinkle opening. So they had a couple of trunk shows. One which was Black Cauldron Dye Works. So I got, this is 32 count linen in the Spooky Hollow colorway, which that will be great for a Halloween-y or something. Sorry, I've got to get this sort of at least back in the bag because I need to keep the tag with it till I get it. Sorry, I'm trying not to crinkle, and of course, the more I try not to crinkle, the more it's going to crinkle. There we go. So I got 3 other pieces of fabric. So this is the fabric that I'm used for the Rosewood Manor Winter Quaker. And these are all the flosses that I just grabbed as possible flosses. Because when I was looking at, I was trying to do it off the picture on the front of the pattern, which to me looked like a bunch of plums. And then I got back to my hotel room and looked at that thread pack in several different people's pictures. And some of them, they looked like a little bit of plum and a lot more blues. And yes, I don't know. But anyway, so that's my red to use for the cardinals. And then I did get some plums and charcoals and some tans and, I mean, not tans, but like beigey. I've got plenty of blues if that's what I want to do. I'm just going to pull some and do it. I got this piece, which is 40 count Zweigart turquoise, just because I liked it. No definite plans for that one. I'm not, you know, it'll be something. I'm making a pile here. This one, which is 28 count Zweigart petrol. Let me see if I can get the color of this. I am not, that's as good as I can get it, but that is not showing exactly right. It's got a lot more green to it, but not green. Anyway, I'm thinking that that is going to be Hello from Liz Matthews, the winter snowflake pattern that she put out like a year or so ago. And that's what I got these for. So, because, you know, I will do some version of white for the snowflakes. But the called for the trees and the what's at the bottom wasn't going to quite work on this. So I will definitely use this. And then I got these two. I haven't decided which one. You can't really see. This one's a little darker than that one. I'm leaning towards the darker one because I think that one's a touch too yellow. And that color is in this one. So I may end up using a little of both. I don't know. We'll see. But that's the plan for that. We'll see when that happens. So that was everything I bought at Barefoot Needle Arts. Let's see, what else have I gotten? I got Lynn X Stitch Creates September quarterly bag, which was this lovely Frida Kahlo fabric with kind of Day of the Dead Frida Kahlo. And the inside is just green. And this comes with a pattern from Ashley O. Stitch Wrecked. I think that is her son's girlfriend, Ashley, that does videos with her, but I think that's what she said in her video, but I'm not sure I'm remembering correctly. I can't show you the actual pattern because it's just the pattern, but it's basically a profile of Frida Kahlo. Got some candy and snacks from, I guess, Mexico. Assorted treats from Mexico. And then you got some ribbon and rick-rack for finishing. And a Frida Kahlo needle minder, which is from Rebel Stitcher Designs. Looking at my list to make sure that's everything. I think that's everything. There's some tea in the, and then as always, her card can be used as like a ruler or corner gauge. So got that. My friend Michelle for my birthday gave me this adorable little, it's an wool applique kit. It has all the wool. And this cute little box. It's made out of rulers that is what it sits in. And apparently I forgot, it's a Hexie, what do they call it? Hexie Ruler Box Woolies. This is the fall leaves. Apparently there's a whole little series of these that will fit in this little box. So I need to look those up. And this is by Me and My Stitches. Which is, have their own website, www.meandmystitches.com. All of those words spelled out. So that was adorable. Need to get on that. Actually, I may take that with me this weekend. I don't know if I want to take an iron knot stuff. I doubt that I will get, maybe I'll take it with me this weekend. Okay. Couple more little things, and then we'll, sorry, I'm talking with my head turned away. A couple more little things, and then we'll get to the expo haul. So I am getting, this is A Year in the Woods 10, The Little Brown Bat by Cottage Garden Samplings. I'm getting mine, I've got mine on auto pre-order from Hobby House Needleworks in New York. So I get them, and then I get the couple of fancy flosses that it's called for. This is the quilt show that Michelle and I went to in Southern Pines. They had a raffle. Oh, I forgot that. I need to go get that. Hold on. I'll go get that in a minute. They had a raffle where, you buy a bunch of tickets and you stick them in the bags for the things you might want to win. And if you bought raffle tickets, you got to pick a free pattern that they had from a bunch of patterns there. And this is the one that I picked, which is a applique pattern. And it says Blackbird Pie, 1 pie crust, 2 blackbirds, bacon, hot oven till done. And then this is the Mill Hill kit that I picked up at the Moore Needlepoint store. I had never actually seen that one before, so I thought that was cute. So I picked that up. Let me go get that raffle prize I won. Okay, I had to go. These were laying on the bed in the guest room because I haven't decided where they're going to go yet. So I won these glass pieces, and honestly, I put the ticket in the bag because of one of them. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the other two. But they're really unique. This is not stained glass. It's like, I don't know. Anyway, so let me just show you. So this is one of them. And this is like, I think this is, this is like broken up pieces of glass, and I think this is resin. And so I think she like, so it's a she. I didn't get information on who made them. And so it's like the glass is fused into the resin. So it's like something that's broken up, and you can see that that's like it's like it was an ornament or something, because there's like a little eye. So that was one of them. And then there's this one. And like, see, this is, you see there's a little handle like a jug or something. And more broken up glass fused. And I think that's resin. That's the clear. Set these somewhere they're not all get damaged. But this was the reason I put my ticket in there, because, and it said, there's some dust on this, but it says too much fabric. I think the phrase you're looking for is too small sewing room. And hold on a second. I can slide this out without messing up anything. So, I mean, but these are like actual scissors, actual pins, a seam ripper, needles, a needle threader. This is actual measuring tape. I mean, there's thread on the needles. It's adorable. And it has, this one though does not, these two, or at least one of them did. Yeah, both of these, no, one of those has like a hanger on it. This one does not have any kind of hanger. So, but there's a reasonable amount of recess there. So I don't know. I'm not sure where it's going to go or how, but, I won that as part of the raffle. So, and what was not funny, but fortunate, I guess, is I live in Sanford, which is about 30 minutes away, 25 minutes away from Southern Pines, Pinehurst, which is where the quilt show was. Well, we were already back up in Sanford at 5 o'clock when they called to tell me I win the raffle, and it needs to be picked up by like 6 o'clock. And I'm like, I mean, I could have gotten in the car and raced down there and got there in time. But I'm like, yeah, I'm probably not going to do that. But then it dawned on me that a former neighbor of ours whose daughter and her husband actually live in their old house, but who lives not too far from us now. I had seen her at the quilt show, and she was actually working for one of the vendors. So I called her, and I was like, are you still at the barn? She's like, yeah. I was like, would you bring home a raffle prize for me? So she kindly... her name is also Michelle, but it's a different Michelle. She kindly brought home my raffle prize to her house, and I was supposed to go pick it up like the next day, and I didn't. I texted her like later that week, said, I'm so sorry I didn't get there. You know, is there a good time to bring it tomorrow? And she said she would drop it. So she dropped it off at the house the next day when she was coming down the street. I think she was maybe going to her daughter's house. Okay, I said the next thing was the expo stuff, but I forgot about this. I got the Be Stitch Me Autumn box, and I'm not going to do like full detail drawn out unveiling, but I am going to show you real quick what's in here. We got a parking bobbin. Yeah, this is one of the, I'm not a parker, but they're still kind of neat. It's got leaves and stuff on it. Needle minder with leaves. These are counting pins with a thing. Like a ripper frogging pin. Needle, what do you call it? Thread keeper. Cute little Mill Hill Autumn Harvest Kit. I actually didn't have that one. Acorn floss drops with a cute little paint tag on it. Another acorn needle minder. Cute little Ort tin. It's got a magnet on it, so you double magnet, so you can use it like a needle minder on your project. Hand painted. I'm guessing that Brandy painted that. The Ort tin. I'm trying to get all the little stuff before. Oh, that's all part of the bag. So the silks, I got the Epic box, so I got all the stuff. Fall foliage, that's the 50-yard one. And then some really pretty fall colors of the others. These are all 10-yard skeins. And you get 4 fat eighths. Gamboge. I don't know how you say that word. And Gold Rush, which is a little less yellow, more gold. They look real, I don't know if you can see. This is more orange to me, and this is more yellow gold. And Fuel Mort, I think that's French, and I don't speak French, so it's like a red orange. That's really pretty. Maybe it means leaf death, fall death. Mort sounds like might be death. And Oh My Gourd. Yeah, that's the one I'll have the hardest time finding something for, because that, I don't know, maybe I'll find something kind of ornament-like to do on that one for my son. And then the bag is the Thanksgiving Gnomes, which are hilarious. I might actually, I bought something, some fabric similar to that off of Spoonflower recently. It's got a pumpkin, and then there's a scissor fob hanging off of it too that's got a leaf and acorn at the bottom. The inside is pumpkins. Hopefully you can kind of see that. Look cute. I have found, you know, obviously the Applique box was not inexpensive, but I have Brandy's boxes. I feel like I definitely get my money's worth, what I pay for it out of it. I am trying to curb a little bit what I'm buying as I'm going through my craft room reorganization. It's not like I didn't know I have a lot of stuff, but it's really obvious when you're trying to find a place for everything and figure out how to sort everything and all that stuff. So, oops, not the light. Okay, so let's get to the expo. Let's get to the expo haul. I did most of my expo pre-ordering through Stitch New England, Pam's shop in North Attleboro, Massachusetts. There may be one or two things that I ordered after the fact from somewhere else, and if I think of that as I'm saying it, so showing, I'll try to remember to say that, but I'm pretty sure that I got all of this. I think all of it came from Pam, Stitch New England. So this is no particular order other than I kind of have them stacked by size of the pattern. So Heart and Hand, Halloween Tiny Town. And I also got the Halloween Frill, which I think will probably get added to Halloween Tiny Town. I'm not going to go get it and show you, but I don't know if you watch Helen D. She has a basket she got from Target that she's finishing them for. I will probably do them also on a smaller count than Helen does. So, in my head, that's what's going to happen. This is actually the only Tiny Town I have so far. I'm not a fan of all of them, but there are a couple of the other ones that I do like, and I think there's going to be more I like. Got Resting Witch Face, because I have Resting Stitch Face and Resting Beach Face. Not that I've done either one. That was Hands On Design. This is October House Fiber Arts Every Knitter. It says, behind every great knitter is a huge pile of yarn. And that is 100% true for me. Puntini, I will not buy craft supplies this month, and other lies I tell myself. I'm going through these relatively quickly because by this point you've probably all seen them. Kringle Flying Academy, which is Silver Creek Samplers. Needle Bling Designs, Midnight Ride. Erica Michaels, All Hallows Eve. I am working on the Christmas one of these kind of crossword things. I also have the patriotic one, and then this is the Halloween one. Heartstring Samplery, Scary Sampler. It says, I will die here where I have walked, and I will walk here though I am in my grave. And Satsuma Street, Haunted Hearse, and Ice Cream. I had to have the ice cream, but you see the name Ice Cream. Oh, and that wasn't very smart. I just stacked all those little ones on top of the bigger ones. Seventh Day for Christmas by Hello from Liz Matthews. I have 1 through 6, so just keeping the series going. I haven't decided yet. When I do these, I will do the sampler size, but I'm waiting for all of them to come out to decide whether I will do them all in one piece of fabric or whether I'm going to do them separately. This is Autumn Cloche by Hello from Liz Matthews. I love this. Love it. Witch Training Academy by Kathy Barrick. Love that one. Actually, I love all of these that I got. Witch's Kitchen from Primrose Cottage. Whoops. Halloween letters, also from Primrose Cottage. The Salem Sisters Apothecary from Primrose Cottage. All Hallows Eve by Mindy Purcell. Luminous Fiber Arts. And the Halloween book from Teresa Kogut. Couldn't think of. And most of the patterns in this book were previous Patreon releases from Teresa Kogut. I love the sampler that is the front cover. And I love her artwork throughout this. I was trying to remember what the other one that I really liked in here was called. I like the Prim Witch. It's the same chart, just done on different colored fabrics. Trying not to bend it too much, but to show you the, not show you the chart. I like this. Pumpkins fat and witches lean, cold black cats with eyes of green. All the mystery can be seen on the night of Halloween. And you got the witch and the pumpkin and the cat and the two little ghosties. I thought there was, oh, these were the ones I think that I liked so much. The Hello Moon and the Witchy Stardust. I love her witches. So that's it for Stashing for Retirement. I gotta uncover my notes here and see what else I was gonna say. Oh, okay, so calendar. I will be working Monday. I'm working Monday and Tuesday because a lot of times when South is next weekend, a lot of times I'll take the whole week off and have a couple of days of kind of staycation. But not only did I schedule a dentist appointment for Monday and realize that, but we have a new employee starting Monday who I will be supervising. So I'm going to work Monday and Tuesday just to greet her and get her, you know, a little settled before I'm gone for several days. So I'm leaving Wednesday for SAF. My friends Michelle and Peggy and I will be staying together. We will be at SAF. I'm not sure what days or when we'll be at SAF. Because we've all kind of migrated into other crafts as well, we probably will not spend 3 solid days at SAF the way we used to. But I imagine we probably will be there at least part of the day Saturday, because I think that's when a lot of people that we want to kind of run into will be there. We may be there some of Friday as well. Maybe even Thursday. I don't know. SAF, the vendors actually aren't open on Thursday, but Michelle was talking about volunteering, and I'm not sure if I'm volunteering for one of the vendors or not, but so that is next weekend. I'll be at SAF. Like I said, I'm leaving Wednesday. We'll come back Sunday, and I'll take Monday off. That next week, Tuesday, I've got a site visit on Tuesday. And then I'll be back in the office on Wednesday. That's about it for the rest of this year as far as my planned fiber activities. Something may pop up. We'll see. I'm sure there'll be a day trip here or there with Michelle and or maybe Peggy. We're going on a cruise the end of January. And I am hopefully signing me, Peggy, and Michelle, all three up for the next beach retreat, which will be in February, which is actually the weekend after we get back from our cruise. So I'm going to come back from a cruise, work for a couple of days, and leave again. But I may need a vacation from my vacation at that point. So sign-ups for that are Monday, and that retreat only has 75 spots. So I'm hoping to get all three of us in. Excuse me. For the sniffles, my nose has started running. And the other good news is I got into the Queen City retreat on October 6th through 8th of 2023. So I know what I'm doing for my birthday next year. That retreat, then that is a retreat that you can still put in an application, fill out a form if you want and go on the wait list, but there's already over 100 people on the wait list. So I'm not saying you won't get in. It's possible because it's still a year away. but just know that there are quite a few people ahead of you. The way that they did it is if you submitted it's not an application, it's a Google form or just your basic information that says I want to attend. If you submitted your stuff within the first 24 hours, then they drew like random number generator from those for I think they had 140 slots. Apparently they got about 250 forms filled out within the first 24 hours. But fortunately I got drawn as a number. I have paid my deposit, not my deposit, I paid my fee, and haven't booked the hotel room yet or whatever, but we hadn't gotten that information. I'm rambling. That retreat is a Nora Corbett focused retreat, and Nora Corbett will actually be there. So I am not a huge Mirabilia Nora Corbett fan. I mean, I'm not like, oh my God, everything she does is great. I'm more of a, some of the things I love, I'm less of a fan. Like the Snow Queen is Mirabilia. I also have a Winter White Santa that's Mirabilia. I have Lady Justice, which I haven't started. I would love to get Lady of the Flag or Touching the Autumn Sky. Those are my two unicorns for Mirabilia. I also have it's not called the Princess and the Pea, but or Sleeping Beauty. It's the one with all the mattresses. I have that pattern as well. So I don't know. I have to figure out which one to start at that retreat next year, but I'm also may try to plan out 2023 so that I can finish either Winter White Santa or Snow Queen before that retreat. I'm leaning towards Winter White Santa, and only because I have seen less of those done because it's a newer pattern. So we'll see. But anyway, I'm looking forward to that. And that's really all I have definitely planned. But I'm sure more stuff will come up. I'm going to finish organizing my craft room. I'm not reorganizing anymore. I'm just organizing. Like I said, I'm largely down to figuring out where this little thing's going to go and that little thing's going to go, and all that stuff. Trying to create kind of work areas that when I'm like, say, sewing, I've got everything at least nearby that I can get to quickly, but not just laying out on tabletops. So that's the sort of thing I'm working on now, and I'm one of those people that I have to like go, okay, well that could work, and think it through and think about it, and then maybe a few hours later or the next day I'll do it, But there's already been a couple things that I've put one place and then 2 days later go, oh no, that would be better over here. So we're getting there. I think that's it. I did this in several short videos, so by the time it gets put together, I'm sure it's well over an hour. Hopefully it's not more than an hour and a half. If you stuck with me this long, I appreciate it. I didn't say at the beginning, but if you're new and you've stuck around this long, I appreciate you checking me out. If you're returning, I appreciate you coming back. Email if you have any questions, comments. It just dawned on me. I don't think I've responded to any of the comments from last time, and I'm sorry. I need to go back and do that. I will probably do that while this video is processing later. I don't know. It's actually 12:30 in the morning. It's now October 16th. I'm a night owl, in case you didn't know. So the video is probably not going to get processed and everything and put up until either late Sunday or possibly early Monday morning. But at some point tomorrow, I will go through and reread. I kind of skimmed the comments as they came in, and I just didn't have time each time to really respond. But I'll go through and at least like heart them or something. But anyway, I do appreciate y'all watching, and I will talk with y'all later. Bye.